Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 29th of April 2018, with some CitizenCon info, roadmap changes, and some awesome fixes for the IFCS and Grav-Lev System. So Star Citizen PTU Patch 3.1.4b is up, and it has potentially some big fixes. IFCS has been refactored, fixes for the IFCS's instability, fixes for Grav-Lev hover mode, changed acceleration algorithm to transient, and they've improved atmospheric simulation to support drag and gravity in motion control calculations. They've also fixed some fatal errors on crash to exit and memory leaks. There are some known issues with that patch and knock-on effects with those changes. ESP has been tuned down, so it's likely to feel loose at the moment, but will be tuned in slowly as they progress. When switching from hover mode to SCM in the Dragonfly or Nox, it may reorient itself. Grav bikes are still scraping and bouncing, the extent of which will be being assessed by them, and they're going to obviously try and fix that more and more throughout this PTU phase. The Gladius has special experimental tuning that has yet to be removed and may cause some abhorrent behaviour, and there are some issues when switching to decoupled and not being able to use afterburner and boost as well. But PTU patch, they should fix all that through before it goes live. Those IFCS fixes are basically core flight mechanic fixes. So the IFCS controls how much power and boost your thrusters get based on the controls you put in. So it goes, you're trying to turn that way. How much boost do I need to put on thrusters to turn you that way? That sort of stuff. So it's the literal way it crunches the numbers and data to give you the control on your ship. That and the Grav-Lev fixes are going to get more and more refined for 3.1.4's PTU before it goes live. I was actually expecting these fixes in with 3.2, so it's awesome that they're getting them in before that. After these are in, maybe they will then fix ESP, or maybe they'll get it fixed during the PTU phase. Then we'd actually have a really solid gameplay experience. Playing in that PTU build, you can see that it's definitely addressed oversteer and slide to a good degree with ships. Ships are much more responsive. It's very good. CitizenCon has been announced as well, so the big yearly Star Citizen FanFest has been confirmed for being on Wednesday the 10th of October, this time in the Long Center, Austin, Texas, in the US of A. There will be a full day of presentations, interactions, exploring the current and future developments in Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Expect a big fan fest with lots going on throughout the whole day. Tickets will go on sale on the 2nd and 3rd of May, so next week, in 4 batches of 600 at 12 PM and 6 PM PDT on both those days. So 12 PM PDT on the 2nd, 6 PM PDT on the 2nd, and then again on the 3rd. There is premium seating at the front of the theatre for presentations available too. The venue is 21 plus only in years of age. Has parking nearby as well, which is walkable distance to the event. Tickets will be available from $87 for standard, $130 for premium, which gets you seats closer to the front of the stage, and premium registration, whatever that is. Although there are 2,400 tickets, I suspect they will sell out incredibly quickly. Please bear that in mind. Links below for more details and the ticket page, but remember it will go live and actual purchasable tickets on the 2nd and 3rd of May. Some roadmap changes, actually only a few. There was some movement with weapons in the roadmap, mostly getting pushed back to later patches. 3.2 is making progress, but there's no new features added or moved. 3.3 has seen the movement of the Sucker Punch cannon revisions, and they're now going to be with 3.4, and it actually had the additions in 3.3 of the size 1 to 3 laser scatterguns and the size 1 to 6 laser repeaters getting in there. 3.4 has had an addition of the Sucker Punch revisions, obviously, and the moving of the Gemini S71 assault rifle, as well as the GT870 size 1 to 3 ballistic cannon revisions to 3.5 now. So it's basically lost some stuff. 3.5 has seen the Lumen 5 FPS weapon removed. So very minor changes to the roadmap this time, mostly moving and rescheduling where weapons are going to be. We also saw some hangar props in this week's newsletter sneak peek. I am hoping that we are able to interact and use these little forklifts and little lifty things as they move around, or see them used in the verse in a more physicalized sense in the PU eventually when they're moving cargo around. That would be pretty cool, although they might just be props. I am incredibly excited to get 3.1.4's fixes in the game. I will play Star Citizen a hell of a lot more once they actually have fixed the IFCS and ESP systems, because those are blockers to me for enjoying the game for long periods of time. I want to sit down and I want to get really good at space combat. I want to get really, really good in all ships, but I'm not going to do that while stuff is super buggy when it comes to actually being responsive for my ship and aiming with my ship and all that sort of stuff. So these fixes have been needed since 3.0 came out, basically. And now that they're actually finally coming here with all of the other content that 3.1.3 has brought and accessibility to missions and stuff, it's great. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you excited for any of that? Have you been playing in the PTU build 3.1.4? What do you think? Tell me. Every month we have a giveaway for Star Citizen. For this April, it's a massive salvage ship, the Aegis Reclaimer, provided by our featured app, My Radar. My Radar is a free weather app that also includes full-scale maps of the 3 moons of Crusader, including Yela, Sullen, and Daymar. Users can scroll around the interactive maps and zoom in to the landscape to see the geography of those moons. My Radar is available in the US, Europe, Japan, South Korea, and coming this summer to Australia. It is a real-life weather app as well, so you can see the weather in your general area and in those countries too. It's available on iOS, Android, and Windows. Please check it out in the links below if you are interested. But to be in for a chance of that Reclaimer, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos throughout April. Each video gives you another chance to win. Do you have any questions about Star Citizen, its development, gameplay mechanics, suggestions for videos, whatever? Chuck them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. A special thank you to my Patreons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, please find the links to Patreon as well as everything else we discussed down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.